Peace, family. Welcome to day 2, 90 days towards alkalinity. Today we're going to talk about inflammation briefly so you can get an understanding on the purpose of living this electrical lifestyle while we're trying to go with a more electrical diet. Acute inflammation. Acute inflammation is a natural and health supporting process used to fight infection and to repair physical damage done to the body. When acute inflammation is not turned off, the process then attacks healthy cells in various parts of the body and leads to various forms of disease. So just reading that from my notes, as I really got into depth about what Dr. Sebi would preach about, as far as mucus development and how that affected our bodies, how that affected our organs. If you think about it, make sense of it. If your body has a ton of inflammation, if your body has a ton of mucus or overabundance of it, and this is something that the body naturally does, develop mucus to help fight things. Can you imagine if our diet is continuously, if you're continuously putting acidic foods into your system, how much your body is trying to fight every day. Every day you wake up is fighting because you put eggs, bacon, and cheese and grits and all of that stuff, pancakes. You put all of that in your system in the beginning of the day. So your body is fighting. Your body is fighting during your lunch period because you put acidic foods in your body during lunchtime. And then after lunchtime, your body is fighting because you're putting acidic foods in your body during dinner time. So that means for 24 hours of the day, your body is constantly fighting and using mucus as a defense mechanism. So this is when you develop an over amount of mucus in the body. So the next part of that is this compromises the protective mucus membrane that lines the organs and promotes excessive mucus production, which in turn compromises the health of organs. Your body is creating these mucus, is creating this inflammation to protect the organs, but at the same time, too much of it is causing for your organs to basically drown out. It's like your organs are being covered in mucus. So we start by removing these foods from the diet, which include meat, dairy, processed foods, and unnatural acidic hybrid foods. All right, so this is the gist, this is the center of why we decide to remove the foods, as I mentioned: meat, the dairy, the processed food, the processed salts, the sugars, the unnatural acidic hybrid fruits and vegetables that we tend to purchase from our local markets and stuff like that. These foods are genetically modified, and we're going to get into GMO fruits and vegetables probably on our next video. But the chart that you see above is pH scale, and pH standing for potential hydrogen, for those of you who don't know. But this is pretty much an outline showing you how your acidic levels drop when you consume things, when you put things in your body outside of natural waters. Natural spring water is loaded with a mineral content. This is why we decided to go with natural water from a natural stream. Now, the fluids that you see below are common things that we like to drink: Gatorade, beer, coffee. And you can see the level of acidity in it. These things aren't doing anything beneficial to your body. They're only destroying your body. So you're constantly putting fluids in your body that are destroying it. And some of these things we like to drink in the morning. Some of our children like to drink Gatorade and Powerades after workouts, which is crazy to me. But I once did that when I played sports as well, because I just didn't know any better. I didn't have the education or the information about what was truly healthy. We were only learning from individuals who had no knowledge of health. If your coach tell you to eat steak and eggs and stuff is a high protein meal, you go home and you eat steak and eggs, because we're basically continuing the myth of only protein that we can consume that's beneficial is from animals. This is the myth that was started way back in 1914 when they did this study on lab rats, which it's a bunch of lies in the midst of the study about the study being about the lab rats growing faster from consuming animal protein versus from fruit and vegetable protein. But what they didn't talk about was, although that was true, the animals did develop muscle faster, but they didn't talk about the after effects and how the lab rats soon died. I think like 3 weeks later after the study was done, and they also developed kidney disease. Kidney disease is something that normally happens from an excessive amount of meat consumption. This doesn't happen from consuming from consuming plants, and of course, many of you know that. It's no diseases that happen from consuming true organic seeded fruits and vegetables. So, be aware of while we're doing this journey. Be aware of while we're living this path. Treat your body like a battery. Um, as you saw the pH scale, it kind of give you an idea of how your charge works. If you look at your cell phone, when your cell phone is at 50%, many of you are ready to go charge it up because you don't want to be outside without that phone being charged. Well, treat your body the same way. If your body feel like it's at 50%, you need to charge it up. You need to add more fruits, natural fruits to your body, because that's ultimately your carbohydrates. That's your that's your electricity. Your vegetables being your cleansers. So when you're consuming vegetables, this is when you're trying to cleanse the body, when you're trying to cleanse the blood. So you have to pay attention to. You have to listen to your body. You have to become more connected to what's going on with your body. When I started this journey, I already had such discipline as far as working out, as far as eating what I thought was correctly. So the examples that I had of eating healthy was, baked chicken and baked fish and sweet potatoes, and make sure you had some spinach in there and things like that. And then I received a download from a friend, so to speak, and he told me, you need to look into Dr. Sebi. You need to do some research on him. So I did. I did in-depth research on Dr. Sebi, and come to find out that, what I thought was healthy was ultimately killing me. This is why I was probably struggling while we dealt with so much soreness after workouts. Once I made the complete change to an alkaline lifestyle, I can train 3 times a day with minimal muscle soreness. So it was a big change. I could go days without sleep if I didn't need to, because my energy was just through the roof. And a lot of you probably experienced this when you make that change of diet. You're just up. You feel like you don't want to miss anything. You're just up. You're ready to go. But the energy is something that you'll notice within the first 2 weeks. But you must stick with the path that we're on. We must stick with that journey. So this is an example of one of the kale salads, as I did post a kale salad on the Instagram page, Comedic Mindset. I post a kale salad with the ingredients. And I mentioned, you don't have to ask for measurements. A lot of people ask for measurements. Give me measurements. These foods are raw. Be creative with your dishes. Use all of the herbs and spices. Get familiar with the herbs and spices, as all of them serve medicinal benefits. This is not just you seasoning the food for liking. Don't use an excessive amount of salt. I would say, not even a tablespoon. I don't really measure my oil, but I normally go with a little drizzle of oil just to kind of, I would say, liquefy. Put a little, give my veggies a little bit of oil just to wet them up a little bit, make them easier to take down. But I'm not like saturating them in oil. When I do certain sauteed dishes, times when I'm not eating out of raw, I do certain sauteed dishes. I add water to the saute pan just to give it a little water and add your seasoning that way. You don't have to saturate your stuff in oil. You can do the same thing with a raw salad. If you want to add a couple sprays of water, maybe put the coconut, putting coconut in natural spring water and spraying it on your salad. These are different things you can do to add more flavor to your salad, as well as healthy fats. So these are just some options. Adding sliced avocado to your salads is something that you can do to add more to your salad. Adding walnuts to your salads is something you can do to add more healthy fats to your salad. Having healthy fats at your disposal is not only giving you an adequate amount of nitrogen compounds, which you call proteins, it's also going to help curb your appetite. Yesterday, I consumed one meal, as I'm pretty much going to do one meal throughout this journey. But outside of my meal, I had blackberries, I had red raspberries, I had walnuts, I had Brazil nuts, and these things really help me get through the day without being hungry. After I eat, I had strawberries too. So fruits that are very high in water, are fruits that will fill you up in combination with some of the healthier fats, some of the seeds, some of the nuts. So you use these things in combination. Don't get bored. Don't just eat an apple and think it's going to fill you up. You have to use things in combination. Sometimes I make little small dishes where I may do walnuts and blueberries, and just snack on that. After I finish it, drink my 16 ounce of water, 16, 17 ounce of water bottle, and then I'm normally good. Like that normally keeps me good for a while. We have become such over consumers, and the way that we have been living has been truly using up a lot of energy from the earth. A lot of what we do is damaging to the earth, but we have no connection with the earth anymore, and that's amazing to me. Us being people of the African genome, we are supposed to be the most connected to the universe, and right now we are becoming more disconnected from the universe. We're all about watching TV. We're all about doing things outside of nature. We're all about doing external things. All of these westernized habits that we've developed. We are not living an internal life. We're not spiritually connected to each other. We don't work in unity. And one of the things that they use to separate us is right here on our plates. So this is the main reason why I really have a strong passion about educating people in the community about what to consume, because I believe a lot of things will go in reverse. I believe we'll stop killing each other. I believe we can start working with each other a lot more. I believe we'll become more connected to nature. We'll start doing more things outdoors, not just in these streets, but in the forest. We'll start going on more nature walks. We'll start being able to meditate more and just connect spiritually. I feel like if we all have more of a spiritual being, we all will develop more of an understanding of our purpose and why we're designed to be here, and how we should truly be helping each other. Each person has a gift. Each person has a gift that they can help teach and spread to not only the youth, but all of the community. We have some adults that there's a lot of things that they just didn't learn in their childhood. So unfortunately their mindset is still in a child's way of thinking. So everyone needs education in certain areas, me myself included. I have areas that I need more information in, so some of you may be able to help me in that. I feel like everything should be an even exchange, just like how it works in nature. Nature we are to work in cohesion with it, so we are in an even exchange of energy. The trees give us oxygen, we give the trees carbon dioxide. Everything should work like that. Everything should be an even exchange. Even when we have sexual intercourse with each other, male and female, it's an even exchange of energy. This is why emotions get evolved, after sexual intercourse happens. It's a exchange of energy. So we have to look at everything as not so materialistic, but look at things more in a spiritual sense. But yeah, that's going to be the video for the day. I just wanted to drop a couple lines, and thank you all for chiming in. Please like, comment, subscribe if you like this episode, if you like this video, and be looking forward to the podcast. First video of the podcast will be uploading today. Like I said, make sure you follow me at Higher Self Radio at Anchor. And all in all, have a wonderful day, family. Peace and love. Blessings.